Well, Jasmine, smelly is the right word to describe this situation. I talked to a gentleman who says he was here when this all happened last night, and he said it smelled 5 times worse. Now let's take a view again from Skyview 21. You can see everybody is down there working on the tracks. Neighbors say when they first got notice about these power lines, they expected standard ones, not tall steel ones like these that they say are an eyesore in their neighborhood. We just got an update from police and the Lancaster County District Attorney's Office. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can see exactly what's going on. Now, they tell us that there are 8 cars involved in this crash. Jane Garland has lived on this property for the past 50 years or so. Now, she says she's never had damage like this. Take a look at this tree. It's halfway in the ground, but look how high the roots are. It's still standing taller than me. Good evening. That's right. I'm at the Middletown Boat Launch where a small memorial is growing here. You can see a couple teddy bears. There are flowers and some candles. This memorial just came about just a couple minutes ago. Well, also tonight, friends and family are coming together for a candlelight vigil in Palmyra to remember Madeline and Mary. This is still a very active scene here along Kennedy Lane. Now, police were called back here around 7:30 to the back end of Kennedy Lane for a report of shots fired. If you want a new one of these instantly, meaning today, that's not always going to happen if you opt in for the new Real ID. And Brendan, I do want to point out that there is security here. You can see there is a camera and a buzzer system. And if you don't call, you can't get in. And the Pride is sitting right here up on land. It's getting ready for the spring and summer boating season. But if we get more days like this, and I'm talking about those gray clouds up there, it could mean trouble for its launch date. Rob, Jasmine, I'm live at the Stilton Skate Park, and you can see behind me there are plenty of people on bikes, there are people on rollerbladers, and there are skateboards. And this is how officers are connecting with teens and kids. They're hopping on boards to build those relationships. This is what Brandon Schroll has dealt with outside his home near Italian Lake for the past 4 months. People driving by any time of the day, ruining yards, turning his home into a nightmare.
I have a 4.5-year-old daughter who has special needs, and she's really sound sensitive, so when they rev up the engines around here, it just makes her cup up her ears and she cries. And there's nothing we can do to get her to stop crying.
Harrisburg City Police have a no chase policy for dirt bike and ATV riders. Captain Gabriel Oliveira says this has been an issue for a long time.
Sometimes it'll be one specific neighborhood and it'll move into another one, but it can and will affect all the neighborhoods.
Oliveira says this is illegal and a summary offense.
They're going into certain areas where they're not obeying the traffic laws, so they'll go through stop signs, red lights.
Now, police say there is a way you can help. Grab your phone and take a quick picture or a video.
Most of the time these individuals have some type of face mask on, so we're not able to identify the individuals. But we may be able to identify the clothing or the colors of the bike or descriptions of those bikes.
Schroll says he has made multiple reports, the ATV and dirt bike riders zooming away from police each time.
You know, if they're going to run from the cops, then show them it's not a game because they think it's a game. And it's, you know, they're going to hurt somebody someday. They run cars off the road.
In Harrisburg, Karina Cheung, CBS 21 News. Vietnam veteran Joe Novak wears his cap with pride.
So I had to argue with the generals to go to Nam because my father was killed in Korea. And then my stepfather served with the mighty 98th during World War II.
Novak was part of a team of demolitionists. His home, a museum to the service. His job, to destroy enemy targets.
I had carried my Lieutenant Reitmeyer out of an area where we weren't supposed to be. He had set off a booby trap and lost a leg and an arm and an eye. And I carried him at least 1.5 miles to 2 miles to where a helicopter could pick him up.
Memories of the war stick with him. He was awarded the Purple Heart twice. He still has the shirt he was wearing the first time he was injured, the second time he'll never forget.
We were putting a perimeter up with food gas and booby traps and mines. And a rocket come in, landed about 30 yards from me and blew up one of my own food gases and some mines.
Coming back from the war was painful.
We just were hated. And it took years, even for me. I didn't even tell nobody I was a Vietnam vet till the early 90s.
Today, his heart's proudly displayed.
I gave a little. And I'm honored to wear them. I'm honored to have to receive them. But you got to think of the guys that's down there on that wall. They gave it all. And their Purple Hearts were handed to their families.
Weighing in at 60 pounds and nearly 5 feet long, Joey Henney says Wally brings him joy.
He comforted me. I got over my depression.
Henney rescued the gator in Florida when he was about a year old. He realized Wally's potential to help after a tough time in his life, death taking friends and family.
I lost 3 in a week, 2 in less than 24 hours. I was laying down one day and he literally crawled up on the cot with me and laid his head on top of my face.
Now Henney wants to share Wally, taking him to nursing homes and visiting with folks in the community.
He is registered as my emotional support animal, but he has done a lot for others.
Henney plans on using Wally's influence to continue helping others. He's selling autographed photos of Wally's footprint to raise money to help a young autistic boy travel to see his dying mom.
I know what it's like when you lose loved ones. And he gets anxiety attacks when he travels, so we want to take Wally and see if Wally can help him to go see his mother.
It's not illegal to have an alligator as a pet in Pennsylvania. Local Rescue Forgotten Friends says oftentimes alligators are better off in the wild. They're called weekly by people wanting to surrender the gators. In York County, Karina Cheung, CBS 21 News.